Hi, my name is Zuri,
Hi, my name is Staceyann.
and today we're talking about what is home and what you need for something to be home.
What is home? That's like, I've never really kind of been able to answer that question for myself because here we're in Jamaica now temporarily for about a year now.
But we have a house in New York.
But
that
we have a
we're-
home in New York, our home, and we know Brooklyn is home. That's where we're headed back to. Like it's a very like gnarly question these days, eh?
Yeah,
But
because we switch so much from different home to home, but each one of them feels like home.
right, and I guess maybe that tells us that more than one place can be home. But like, what if we had to move to a third place? What if I got a job in a different place? Or what if you had to go to school in a different place? Like, you know, what would that home look like? I mean, do you ever think about what we need inside of is it a chair? Does this chair make home?
I mean, I think some people have like a special object that they have in each home or whatever home they have. And that makes the place feel maybe safer or comfortable or just like home.
Definitely there are objects. So you think, you know, if you had particular objects, you would choose those objects and you would put them in a particular place and that would make it feel like home?
I don't think that's the only thing that would make it feel like home.
So, okay, so special things that are maybe special to you, that maybe have memory in them, those things are good. I would say for me, the first thing, I mean, one of the things that I would need is somebody called Zuri to make it home. Like if you weren't there, I don't know if right now in my life I would be able to say that's home. Like you are a big part of what makes my home now. You're you know, feeling all of that. And maybe it'll change later on because maybe then you will have a different home. Maybe when you grow up and you have a different home with, you know, a partner or children, or no partner and no children, but it's just your home, and that home will be your home and it won't necessarily be my home. Which kind of makes me think that the concept of home changes depending on what's happening in your life.
Yeah. I think home is like the place that you come home to, the place that you sleep in, and the place that you feel most comfortable. Like when, let's say, I don't like to maybe sleep in other people's beds.
Okay.
But when I'm in my bed, I feel comfortable and it's easier to sleep.
Okay, so I mean,
And that's home.
right, like so a place that you can, and maybe I'm listening to you and thinking between the lines and thinking that maybe a place where you can sleep is where you can let down your defenses, where you can like lay down and you can feel safe.
Right.
You feel like nothing is going to happen to you, so you can close your eyes, relax your body, and let your mind drift off to the unconscious, you know? You can't do that if you're like worried or you're...
Because when you're not home, it's like you don't know what's gonna happen because you're not quite sure about where you are.
Or what the details of that place
Right.
might look like, feel like, what might happen. I don't know, I mean, like, I'm really considering this question of home because having grown up here, and I think of Jamaica as home. You know, like Jamaica, when I say, oh yeah, I'm going home for Christmas, or yeah, I'm gonna go home, or I'm taking Zuri home when we were in New York.
But then I hear you right now we're leaving on
In a few days,
a
yes.
few days, and I hear you say we're going back to New York or we're going back home.
Yes, because now Brooklyn occupies this space of home in my head.
And so does Jamaica.
And so does Jamaica. And, you know, we've talked about this before, and you've said, like, oh, both places can be home. But I think I'm now, like, just really thinking about what makes a place home. And I don't know if there's any one answer. Perhaps it's different for each person. Perhaps it's different depending on the circumstances. Perhaps it's different depending on the relationships with the people that they're close. Because, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I used to be very clear when I was younger and I didn't have a safe space, or I didn't have places to live in because, you know, I wasn't raised by, you know, loving parents. I used to think, oh my God, if I had a bed and I had a door that I could close, that could be home. And I did. When I had my first apartment, it was like fantastic. It was like, oh my God, I own this place, sort of. I pay the rent, my name's on the lease. And then that apartment, when you were born, it started to feel like a little bit of a trap because it was one bedroom and you and I were sharing everything, and we had the dresser in between the bed and the crib, and it was just kind of a little bit crazy.
But then we moved
into a bigger space, and then it was
amazing again.
It was amazing because we had all the space we needed, and it was like fantastic. And then the rent got high. And then it got crazy, and then I was like, oh my God, I have to like figure out some way where the rent isn't gonna go up and I'm not gonna be able to afford it in a year or 2 or 3.
And then we bought a house.
And then the pandemic came, and then we're trapped inside of this house. We can't go anywhere. We don't have access to community. And then anyways, all we're saying is that home changes depending on what's happening in your life, depending on who's in your life, depending on if there's a pandemic, depending on, you know, if you need to get a toddler out of your bedroom. Home keeps changing, and
home is home, and nobody can tell you if your home is your home or if their home is your home. It's always your choice to figure out which home is your home.
Your choice. It always comes back to choice with this kiddo. Anyways, we hope that you have the space to choose what home is, and if you don't, hang in there, and I don't know, maybe something will happen and it'll, you know, I don't know, but always where you are, and if it's home, is always your choice.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Peace and love from one of our homes here in Jamaica, one of the places we call home.
Peace, love, and hair grease.
Peace, love, and hair grease.